You are live with the Pricing Lady. Good morning, everyone. It is Janine here. For those of you who don't know me yet, I am Janine, the Pricing Lady. I work with small business owners to help them understand the value they create for their customers and set and get the right prices so that they can close more deals and build a more profitable business for the long term. Welcome to the show, and I'm happy to have you all here with me today. If you're joining me live, please be sure to type a little something in the chat and let me know that you can hear and see me. What I want to talk to you about today is how to not get your prices right. So what are the things that people are doing wrong in their businesses that lead them to having the wrong prices or just getting pricing wrong? So I have quite a list here. I sat down last night and was thinking about what I wanted to share with you. Now, the first thing that I want to talk about is that, or the first challenge or problem or what thing that people do is that they're unclear or they misunderstand their target customer. And you could even say some people don't even have a target customer in mind. Why is this so important? Price is only relevant in the context of value. I know I've said it before, but it bears repeating until it sticks in our brains. Price is only relevant in the context of value. And when you look at value, you have to understand it. It's only important, quite frankly, from the perspective of the customer. So when you start looking at your pricing, if you don't understand the customer, then it's hard for you to create that value, which means it's hard for you to design the right products and offers that will hit that value sweet spot for the people who you are targeting. So that's the first thing. You either misunderstand or unclear or haven't really thought about who your target customer is. Number two, you focus too much on what you want as opposed to what the customer is really looking for and or needs. Now, sometimes customers think they need one thing and they may need that plus something else, right? So you have to be clear about that. But if you're solely focused on what you want to do, there's a good chance that you'll develop a product or an offer that isn't fit for purpose or fit for your target audience. So again, this part about creating offers that are relevant to what your customers need and value, what they're looking for, is all about value creation. And price is only relevant in the context of value. So yes, these are two of the most important things that you need to get clear on when it comes to pricing in your business. Second, you're uncomfortable with what you're offering. So you're not really certain that it's bringing the value that you say it does, or you're not sure how to express that value. Now, you can set a price and you can have a number there, and it can be high or low or just right. It could be Goldilocks price, as we call it, the one that fits just right. But if your communication and you feel uncomfortable, if you don't believe that the value is there, or if you feel uncertain about that, then your customers will sense that from you. So you have to be convinced as well. And that's why when we go through my 5-step price setting thought process, it's all about helping you to understand the value that you deliver so that you can set a price that is aligned with that. And when you do that, you feel so much more confident and you are able to express what that value is to customers in a way that makes sense and aligned with them. Thank you to those of you who are joining me live here. We are into our list of things that customers or people do, business owners, let's say business owners get wrong, my customers, that's why I said customers, that business owners do that lead to them getting pricing wrong. All right, let's dig into the next one. So the first one was you're unclear or misunderstand your customer. The second one was that you're focusing too much on what you want to do as opposed to what the customer really needs. And third, you're actually feeling uncomfortable about whether or not you deliver value. So these three are all about value creation, because value is where people will understand what they can get out of it and therefore figure out what they're willing to pay. So the next one is that You've not set your prices based on anything concrete. So a lot of times people just pull prices out of the air, or they simply see what everybody else is doing without thinking more about it and put a price on there. Now, it is a strategy and it's a way to do it. It's also a good way to be under and overpriced. And it's hard for you to feel confident in those prices when you just pull them out of thin air. It's like the first time you rode a bike. Nobody showed you how to do it. It was pretty difficult to do, and it was hard to feel confident. But if your mom or dad was there kind of guiding you along and helping you understand what to do, you gain confidence much more quickly. Well, it's the same with your pricing. When you have a concrete way to learn how to do it or a concrete way to do it, then it gives you more understanding and it helps you to feel more confident about those prices that you're putting out there. Now, let's look at the next one. And hold on, I can't read my notes here. The next one is you think that the lower your prices, the more customers you'll have. This is in most industries not actually the case. In many businesses, they have this strategy, I'll lower my prices, I'll get more customers, and then I'll make more money. The problem is that one, it hurts the value in your business. Two, rarely, and it does happen occasionally, but rarely do you make enough volume in order to break even, much less make more profit. So if you lower your price, you are going to have to sell more. And here's the thing. If you're a product-based business, let's talk about products today because I talk about services a lot. If you're a product-based business and you have a product that has 35% gross profit, that means that the price minus your manufacturing costs leave you with 35% money afterwards, right? And you lower your price by 10%, what does that mean? It means that you need to increase your volume by 33% in order just to break even. Holy smokes, 1/3 increase in volume is huge. So if you have 20 customers now, you would need to get 6 more just to break even on profit, not even to earn more money. So keep that in mind. A lower price isn't necessarily better. And as I said before, it can also affect your brand and your image. Next, let's talk about the next one. So you miss the signals that your prices need changing. Now, this is a funny one because I have quite a few clients over the years who have come to me and said, my clients are telling me, my customers are telling me that I need to increase prices. And I said, so did you do it? And they said, no. Right? So if your customers are telling you, for example, to increase your prices, then it's probably a good idea to start doing it. Now, the other side of this is that people aren't paying attention to what's changing in the marketplace. So if we base our prices on the customer, what we're offering, the strategy that we use, the competition that's in the market, and our cost and profits check, and those things are changing over time, that means that if one of those is changing, our price might need to change. If there's a new competitor, if our cost base has changed, if we've got new offers in our portfolio of things that we offer, then prices will need to change. So that means you need to be keeping, one eye open over here and paying attention to what's shifting so that you know what and when to change things. Okay, I've got a couple more here for you. Thank you so much, everybody, for those of you, excuse me, who are joining me live. So hello and welcome. We are looking at how are the things that people do to get their prices wrong, right? So I thought today I'd flip it around. Instead of looking at what we do to get them right, let's take a look at what are the habits that we have that lead to our prices or pricing not being correct. All right, next one is, I need my glasses. And this is a biggie. They avoid making changes because they're afraid. So on the one hand, they don't watch the signals, so they don't know when to make the changes. But even if they do pay attention to the changes, they're so fearful of disrupting this equilibrium they have with the customer that they don't actually make the changes that need to be made. I've had quite a few clients over the years who have been in this position, and they only made the change when it got so desperate that they were on the verge of shutting the business down. Let's not let it get that far. Here's the thing. You can change prices. You can increase prices significantly and not lose customers if you handle it in the right way. And that's the thing. You've got to understand how to handle it and when. And it's not that complicated, but it does require a little bit of planning and being very clever about the way in which you communicate it to the people in your business. So those were a few things that I wanted to share with you today about what people do to get their pricing wrong. If you have any questions, you can feel free to chat, type them into the comments there, and I will address them. While I'm waiting to see if there are questions, I'm just going to run briefly through the list again. So we said number one was that you misunderstand or are unclear or haven't selected a target customer group. And this is important because that will help you create value in the right way for the right people. Second, we said that you're focused too much on what you do as opposed to what the customer really needs or wants. So we all get very excited about and passionate. We are very passionate about what we do or the products that we bring out there. And we can get kind of lost in developing them. What we need to do is take a step back from that and start listening to what our customers really need so that we can make sure to incorporate that into what we are offering. I've seen this time and again that people develop products and offers that customers don't really want. Next, they're uncomfortable with what they're offering, meaning they don't really understand the value and how to express that to their customers. So if you're uncomfortable about whether or not your customers will get the value out of your products and services that they're looking for, you will transmit that energy to them and they will be uncertain as well. And if they're uncertain, chances are they're not going to buy from you. Next, they set their prices based on nothing concrete. So kind of like pulling it out of the air, right? Or just simply kind of guessing at it. Well, if you guess at the answers on a test, the likelihood that you get it right maybe is not so high. Actually, pretty sure it's not going to be so high. Okay, multiple choice, you have a better probability. But if you're just guessing at something, it's hard to get it right. And it's the same with your prices. So stop guessing. Make sure you have a concrete way, a nice price setting thought process so that you know what information you need and how to use that information to come up with prices you believe in. Next, people think that if you lower your prices, that is the solution. Lowering prices is quite often not the right solution for many businesses. Actually, I would say the majority. You will need to have more customers and sell more, and that is simply harder to do. You want to make sure that you're giving good value for money. If your pricing strategy is to be the low price leader, then of course that makes sense. But in other businesses, that will not often be the right strategy. It can be a strategy, let me be clear. However, it is a hard strategy especially for small businesses to maintain because it's hard for them to have a low cost basis or a lower cost basis than say medium and big size companies. Next, they miss the signals that prices are changing, right? So this is the second to last one. So they're not paying attention to what is changing in the marketplace, so they don't know when to make those changes. And then the last one is even if they're aware that they need to make changes, they are afraid to do so. They're afraid that if they increase their prices, customers will run away screaming, ah! Well, chances are that is not the case. So I wanted to thank you all for joining me today in this session, the Solocast of Live with the Pricing Lady. We had a look at the things you're doing to get your pricing wrong. So the idea now is that you can take some concrete steps to start getting it right. What I suggest is you choose one of these to focus on and think about what you can do to start getting right. Now, I encourage you to go down into the comments once you've figured out which one you're going to work on and share that with the rest of us so that you have a little bit of accountability there for what you're going to do next. Now, if you'd like to know more about how to work with me, I suggest that you have a look at my website, www.janineliston.com or thepricinglady.com. Either one, they both work. This is easier if you struggle with my name and how to spell it, right? Thepricinglady.com. So head over there and find out a little bit more information. And if you'd like to, you can also book a no obligations discovery call with me, where we can take a look at how we might work together and how best I can help you. That's what I wanted to share with you today. I wish you all the best, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful week, and until next time, enjoy pricing, everyone.